Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy, the Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I know in the past I've talked about my wife Nicole and myself doing a bunch of exit the game games. In 2020, I think we did 7 or 8 of them. I've done some previously, I've done a few this year. And so I decided, why not look at the ones that I've done. I think we've done around 15. I think there's right around 20, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly how many there are, an exact number, but I figured, you know what? I want to share my top 5 because in the past, 18 months, I've played a lot of games at home with Nicole, and so we enjoy these exit the games. So I just wanted to share with you what I feel, or for us, which have been the top 5 to play. There's a whole bunch of them, and maybe you've seen some of them and you're wondering, where do I start? Which ones are good? So hopefully I will give a little bit of insight as to what I think are the best ones. And again, this is all personal opinion.
Number 5.
Starting with number 5, and number 5 would be for us, or me personally, the Stormy Flight. So Stormy Flight is rated 2 out of 5. And the whole concept of this one is you're on an airplane that's going to crash, and you have to solve these riddles and these puzzles and safely land the plane. So the storyline, it is what it is. But I don't know, I think they're, from what I remember on this one, and again, I've done like 15 of them, so I thought there were some pretty cool puzzles. This one has like a safety sheet. If you're on an airplane, it's got all that information on the seat pocket in front of you, on, when the flight's going down, what do you do? It's got a little safety sheet like that, and it's pretty cool. And the last puzzle, they tend to always have a really cool last puzzle, and I thought this one was unique. And when I opened the box and I was looking through everything, I thought maybe something was up, and then when I did the puzzle, and I was like, okay, kudos and props to the designer on that one. So number 5 would be the Stormy Flight.
Number 4.
Moving ahead, so we have number 4. This one is another, it's another simple one, 2 out of 5 stars, or 2 out of 5 for difficulty, and that will be the Sunken Treasure. So I did enjoy the Sunken Treasure. I actually did this one with my 2 game groups. Everybody went together. We split then into 3 groups, and each group got a copy of this game in the same room. The room was large enough so we couldn't see or hear what other people were doing, but we all started at the same time, and we saw who could finish. And I think actually the winning team did it in something like 41 minutes. I think my team was right around the 45-minute mark, and the third team just over an hour, right around an hour. So this the Sunken Treasure one, it's very linear, so you go page by page and you don't move forward in the booklet until you finish that page. And one specific puzzle that I can think of, I'm not going to share it, I thought it was cool what they did, how they used the components of the box and everything like that. I thought that was cool. So my number 4 top favorite exit the game would be the Sunken Treasure.
Number 3.
So number 3, this exit game is the Theft on the Mississippi. Okay, I really did enjoy this game. I will say there was one puzzle that was weak, and I was like, I really didn't like that. And I know on one other puzzle, there was actually kind of 2 ways to get to the same answer, because I always like to look at the answers after I've done the whole thing, just to see the whole process and that. I love looking at all the clues. So there was one puzzle that we figured out, but not the way we should have figured it out. But this one had some really cool puzzles. 2 specifically that I really enjoyed. It's kind of got a robbery, or the whole thing, theft on the Mississippi. There's a robbery taking place, so you're trying to figure out which of the characters that you're meeting along the way, who did the robbery, and so it's kind of got a twofold thing. You're trying to solve clues, but then taking these clues into consideration to solve a little bit of a mystery. So Theft on the Mississippi, this was 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed that one.
Number 2.
So number 2, this one I reviewed earlier this year, and I really, really enjoyed it. It reminded me of the movie Stargate, which is a movie that I loved when I was a teenager, and that would be The Gate Between Worlds. I really, really loved this one. It had a few really cool puzzles. It took us considerably longer than maybe it should have, but when Nicole and I we were doing it, we just really enjoy the puzzles, and especially the last puzzle. Like I said earlier, all these exit games kind of have, one big grandiose puzzle at the end. This one had one of the biggest ones that I can remember out of the 15 that I've done. And the last puzzle in this one, I actually stood up and I was like, no way that's the solution to the puzzle. And it was so cool. So this one, I absolutely love it. It's rated 3 out of 5. Gate Between Worlds, so good.
Number 1.
And then my favorite of all of the exit games, you saw my the Gate Between Worlds original review, you will know the answer to this one because I shared in that one, the Abandoned Cabin. And so this one just blew my mind. This was actually the first one I did, so maybe there's a little bit of nostalgia built in on this one, that the reason I like it so much. But besides that, the experience that I had in this one, 2 puzzles specifically, blew my mind. And again, this was the first one I did, and I still say if this wouldn't have been the first one I did, the puzzles that Inc. and Marcus Brand put into this puzzle are just absolutely fantastic. It is so cool, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So yes, Abandoned Cabin, it is rated 3 out of 5 on the difficulty level, and I feel that is the best exit the game. If anybody asks me, hey, I've seen these exit the games, which one do you suggest? The Abandoned Cabin is always the one that I say is one to start with. It is that good of an exit game, and it's just so much fun. And if you notice, most of these puzzles, actually this one is rated 2.5 out of 5. Most of these puzzles or the exit games I like have been either the 2 to 3, in between there. There's none under 2, so there's no level 1, and I don't believe there's any 5s, but I've done the 4s, and I struggled with those, and so maybe those would have been higher up on my list if I wouldn't have. I don't know, but sometimes I'm looking at these games, I'm rating these games and reviewing these games on how much enjoyment did I get out of it, and I think that's the whole point of this exit the game. Most of the 4s that I've done, they were considerably more challenging than I thought they would be, and so I struggled with them. I had to look at tons and tons of clues and hints and solutions and stuff, and so it was just not as fun of an experience. And that's why these 5 are my top 5. The experience on all of them have been great. Not to say that I did them all super fast and I got high scores on all of them, because most of them, my average score is probably like 6 out of 10 stars if you've done any of them and you know the rating. Most of them I've done mediocre at best on the scoring, but I've enjoyed them and they've just been a blast. So those are the top 5 exit the games according to myself. Check us out on Facebook, Cloudy with a Chance of Meeples. My name is Brent. Remember, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.